Hi, I'm Mike Hamzik, Nielsen Enterprises. Selling Helm Henning here. He's bought a new Rhino. I'm just going to do a walk around for Yamaha today and show him how everything works and where everything's located. We're going to start in the back of the unit, work our way to the front, and by that time he should know everything about his unit. So come on back, Helm.
Alright.
We'll start in the back here. Basically, we'll start on the bottom, work our way forward. On the back, you got a 2-inch receiver. The 2-inch receiver on this, again, you can't put in there. 110 pounds of tongue weight, $1,212 of pulling weight is your pulling captivity. That's rolling weight. That's not dead weight. As you look, all 4 shocks are adjustable. You have dampening and rebound. These are gas reservoir shocks. Right now, they are both set in the middle, so you can adjust those. The front also are adjustable, and again, they're remote reservoir shocks on the SE. On the back here, these open up. You have your tailgate, which drops. You have different hooks you can hook stuff to. This also releases. You also can release this to get under here for dumping. So that's where that is. And as you see, you can get to your shocks easier when this is up, and you have you can adjust your shock down, below, and top. This is the gas pressure coming in out of the reservoir, and then with a spanner wrench, you can adjust. Also, while this is up, you can see the Yamaha oil filter in the back. It's a regular automotive style oil filter. If you're doing your own maintenance, that's where your oil filter is.
Is that what the adjustable wrench mic?
No, for the shock, the spanner wrench is not included. Yamaha does sell that as an option. Your gas, basically you can roll on this. You can go low grade to 91 octane is what's recommended.
Right.
It's a little over a 6-gallon gas tank. Doors open. It's on each side. The seat on this will release. There's one release here that releases your passenger grab handle.
Yep.
Yes, so that's where that is. Back here also, of course, your fuel tank and then your oil. Your oil dipstick's right there. It, of course, has a high and low line. When checking it, just set it back in. Check it. This uses a Yamaha grade oil. There's different oil grades for different temperatures. Make sure you use a Yamaha lube oil, but there's different grades for the temperatures you're running.
Can you fill it through that too?
You fill it through there also, yes. That's fill and dipstick, so that's through there. Putting the seat back in, the tray on the bottom here, these go in the back here and locks in.
Got it.
Inside here, what I did is I put all your owner's manual, safety riding guide, DVD, all that's in here. I also put the instructions for the winch that we put on.
Okay.
So that's all in here. We'll show you how this works, but then your remote's here. I'll leave that on the seat. That is for the winch for the remote. We'll head around to the other side. Same thing on this side. This seat will release. This pops out. Because you bought the SE, these are your stock tail lights. The SEs come with the LED light. These are your stock light bulbs in there. So all that's in here. Different gear shifter with the SE.
Wow.
So all your stock stuff is being here for you. So that extra. If you ever had to change the belt is behind here because these are belt drive. Your belt is behind this cover here. So if you ever have problems with the belt, that's where you're going to be. Alright, if you wait here, I'll show you all the instruments, how it works. Okay, of course you have your seat belts for driver and passenger.
Got it.
Help if I get the keys out here. What you're going to have is you'll have both keys. Keys are both key coded. This key code is right here on the key. It's also on the prep sheet, which I have that we'll sign off on.
All right.
So that's here. Basic ignition on. Rear brake has to be on to start.
Okay.
Basically, we'll hit that rear brake.
Is this the same thing? Or?
Yep, you want to jump in here for a second. We'll have you hit the rear brake. Basically just a regular start, just like your car. On the opposite side, your lights on, off, high, low. You have your winch. In and out of four-wheel drive. It tells you when you're in four-wheel drive, come to a complete stop, you can lock the differential. Hit that button at a complete stop, that'll lock the differential. Now you have posi front, posi rear. Again, when taking it out, come to a complete stop. And then you can go back to rear-wheel drive. Up here on your gauge, it'll tell you what gear you're in, high, low, neutral, reverse, park. You have odometer and clock and gas gauge and your speedo. By hitting the top button, that'll go from hour meter to trip odometer and clock. Here, odometer, trip odometer, A and B to reset, just hold the button. To set the clock, which I have set, but you would hold these buttons both in, then you can go minutes and hours, depending on what you want.
Simple as can be.
Yep, so it's pretty easy. 12-volt outlet, so that's here. Of course, they give you your little lights here to wear your helmet and make sure your seatbelts are on. So that's where that is.
Definitely do that. Like.
You got it. Your parking brake, again, that's where that is.
Right.
Your gear, again, to put it into gear, you should have the brake on, but you have high, low, neutral, reverse. And again, it'll tell you what you're in.
Right.
So this is your passenger's grab bar. And then the winch is here. So when using the Yamaha, this is a Yamaha 3,000 pound winch. This plugs in. Go out or in. So that's where your winch is. So that's how you operate it, and I'll show you when we get to the front how everything else works on that.
Fair enough.
You have some cup holders, your storage, all that's there. So you have all that. And then of course your brake and your gas pedal just like your car. Any questions about the interior?
Not whatsoever.
Okay. Coming along the front, you have two little releases here, Helen. Those will release. These pull out on the side, and this opens up. What you'll have is your air box. Keep this air box nice and clean. Every so often you have to clean this air filter, especially when you're in the dust, so keep this nice and clean. Keep an eye on that. These here, this will unscrew. Inside here is your battery box. So a 12-volt battery, all your fuses, your gas, your tire pressure gauge, and your toolkit is located up here. So that's where all that is. It's all kind of locks back in together. These are a little different. You don't have to worry about screwing them in. Just push it in, and those will lock down. You got to unscrew them to get them out. On this opposite side, to make you walk around this side, is your coolant bottle. You have a low and high line, which is here.
Yes.
It uses a regular coolant. Make sure it's a green antifreeze. We ask you to keep an eye on it probably in the first few hours in case there's any air bubbles in the system. It will take from that bottle. Again, it's a 50-50. 50 antifreeze, 50 water. Again, the shocks are adjustable just like the rear ones. So those are all fully adjustable. The winch on this. I'll show you how to close that here in case we got to get under there. The winch. Basically, it's a Yamaha 3,000 pound Warren winch. What you'll have is you'll have free spool and not free spool. Free spool, basically, you can grab it and walk away with it. Lock it down. Now, basically, you're using your control in there to do whatever you want. So if you got stuck or whatever, put it to free spool and you can just walk with it. So that's the Yamaha winch. Of course, your roller, fairing lead, all that's on there. Let me winch that in a little bit.
You know how many feet are on that?
That's a 50-footer.
You got it.
You're going to use it anyway to tie it down, you said, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then, of course, you have the remote, so if you got yourself into real trouble, you got this cord, you can actually stand away from it. So you don't get
Hopefully
yourself...
that doesn't happen.
I'm hoping too, so... So basically, that's it. So latching this down when you need to get under this, all puts in, and these latch off to the side. And then the break-in, basically, we ask you to take it easy on it for the first couple tanks of gas, just vary your speeds. It's so hard to tell you hours and miles because we don't know what speeds and how many hours you're going to be, but after basically a few hours, 20 hours, they recommend the first service at that time. Valve adjustment, EFI system, cable, oil, rear differential. I believe they do a front end alignment just to make sure everything's in tow there. It's a go-through. We charge $150 to $200 for a first service. It doesn't void your warranty if you do not have that done here, but it is highly recommended to have it done by a Yamaha dealership. Your warranty is 6 months. You did not want to purchase the extended warranty, so you have a 6-month warranty.
Correct.
Your warranty is good at any authorized Yamaha dealership in the U.S. that, we just tell you to keep an eye on the oil, the coolant. Again, it might use a little bit of oil in break-in. The coolant might go down a little bit. Right. So you got to keep an eye on both of those.
Not a problem.
After that, tire pressure, all that stuff's in your owner's manual. So highly recommend reading. And there's also a safety DVD we recommend you watching.
I will do that.
After that, that's about it. If you have any questions about anything.
Not one. Like you went through it quite thoroughly.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, I have one more thing. You got that? Sign it. Nope. Okay, sign it again. But everything we have gone through, your key code is up on the top, and this is everything we went through on the unit. Your signature will be there on the prep sheet. All right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Hal. Thanks.